How's it going, YouTube? Oxy here, and welcome back. So I wanted to make this video a little bit ahead of the upcoming release of Netflix's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What is it with these franchises and naming their films like the same as the original? I guess it doesn't have "the" in the title, but yes. Coming up, literally less than a month away, February 18th. We're getting a new entry, the 9th entry in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. And just like Halloween 2018, in the same vein, yet again, it's another horror franchise where it's a sequel that ignores all the previous films except the original. So, specifically for TCM, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this is like the fourth timeline, if you will. Brand new. Of course, you had the first four in their own. You had the remake, the 03 movie, and then the prequel in 06 as its own thing. Then you had the first sequel that ignored everything, Texas Chainsaw 3D in 2013, which includes the original movie, 3D, and then the prequel just titled Leatherface in 2017, which took place before the original. Those three is the third timeline, and now we're here with the fourth, which is the original film and this one. And yeah, just wanted to talk about it. The film's coming up. We got a look at the new poster, which, hey, just shows old man Leatherface, because it is confirmed we're dealing with like a 60-year-old around that Leatherface. And yeah, I mean, look, admittedly, TCM as a franchise is not the best, probably the worst. Again, franchise, counting all the movies and like what's come out, it's probably the worst horror franchise. But I mean, the first film is still an all-time classic. I still am behind that it's better than Halloween, the original. It is truly like a masterclass in horror, just period. I watched it recently, I believe for the first time. I mean, as a kid, you might see bits, right? You see a maniac with the chainsaw and you get scared. But saw it recently, like all the way through, and admittedly, yeah, being a 74 film, the effects aren't there, right? But just, I could appreciate the relentlessness and that ending, just like the abrupt. And then, of course, John Larroquette, his intro, which we'll get to, which really sells the film as like, this is like a documentary, like you're literally watching like a snuff film, right? Like this really happened. Like, it's just fantastic. Again, TCM, one of the greatest. If you're a horror fan of any kind, the original is a must watch. But with that being said, yes, this upcoming film is a sequel set years later, similar to Texas Chainsaw 3D in 2013, the one with Trey Songz. It's a bad film, but I like it. It's fun. But I'm sorry, just what is it with horror movies and putting rappers in? I mean, Halloween Resurrection and Busta Rhymes, Trick or Treat, motherfucker. Like, I'm sorry. I was really like, oh, do I want to mention that for this video? But anyways, yeah, we got the new poster, and there's a little bit of news that's come out recently that I wanted to touch upon. For example, as for mentioned, John Larroquette, he did the opening narration for the original film and for the 2003 remake, which, underrated. A lot of people hate it, and I'll admit, compared to the original, it's not as good, but I like it. I like it for what it is. I mean, admittedly, Leatherface becomes more like a slasher, right? Like more akin to Jason or Michael Myers, when he was never really that to begin with, right? I mean, Leatherface himself is like a pawn, right? Like he's used, like he's not the main villain, right? The family is, right? The idea of these like crazy cannibals, like that, like I guess the fear in the original, or like just the franchise in general, is that like this is a story that could really happen. Again, it was presented in a way like, yeah, this could really happen. And it's just that idea that you could be out, somewhere with Texas, I don't know, somewhere like Wyoming, Ohio, your car breaks down, you look for help, and you stumble upon, a house of like cannibals. Like, it's something that's believable, unlike your Michael Myers or your Jasons, right? Which are like have supernatural elements, like TCM. I've appreciated that it's grounded in reality. Like, it's something like this could happen, there could be a family out there doing this sort of thing. But anyways, yeah, John Larroquette, he did the original narration, and he has confirmed he's coming back. 48 years since the original film. And, well, of course, it's been almost 19 years since the remake, which he also did the narration. He is coming back to do another narration, which I can appreciate, keeping it in tone with the films. It'll be cool to see what they talk about, like what happened to Sally and, like, all her friends and her brother Franklin, like in, the original film. They touch on that. But yeah, it's cool to see. Now, look, I'll be honest with you. I'm not really optimistic for the film. I mean, hey, no disrespect to Netflix. They're doing their thing. Got a lot of great shows and original movies, stuff like that. But, their track record isn't, like, the best. And, yeah, being that this film originally, when it was scheduled for a 2021 release, was going to have a theatrical run. And then now it's like, nah, like, it's just a Netflix exclusive. Obviously, it'll raise some eyebrows. And, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it. Like, I'm a fan of the franchise. Yes. Will I check it out? Yes, obviously. But just here, to give some context, that would help. There was originally 2 directors on board. Filming was in Bulgaria, just like the last film, Leatherface, 2017. It was filmed in, like, Romania, like Europe. I guess it's cheaper to film there. I don't know. Yeah, this film was filmed in Bulgaria. 2 directors, but they got fired. Lionsgate, who owned the IP now, they fired them over creative differences. So that's already a bad sign if your movie's having production issues. And, they got the new guy, and he finished it up, but he is a massive fan. And I don't know, the guy, like, from his tweets or, just like information he's put out there, he seems to be a genuine, like, fan, and I can appreciate that. And look, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, man. At the end of the day, it's not your fault. You were just, given this project, and you had to start over, because it is confirmed that none of the footage from what was originally filmed is being used. So, they had to just start from scrap, clean slate, and we'll see. I mean, yeah, I'm just wanted to bring it up, just bring attention that, yes, there is a new TCM movie coming out on Netflix. So, hey, you could use, well, no one pays for it, right? We all use someone else's account. Check it out. Do expect a review here on the channel. But yeah, just wanted to bring attention to it, and just a little bit of news of, like, hey, they got John Larroquette back, so maybe they're actually putting some effort in. Again, I'm not too optimistic. I'm, genuinely expecting, like, a pretty meh film, like 5 out of 10. But we'll see. I would like to say, like, oh, this is, like, of course, nothing will ever touch the original. And I'd argue Texas 2 either. Look, it's a great film. It obviously switches, similar to Evil Dead with Evil Dead 2. It takes a more, like, comedic, well, in the case of TCM 2, way more comedic tone, but I like it. It's really fun. But I would like to say, like, after seeing it, like, this is, like, the 3rd best film. That wouldn't be bad. I mean, think 3 out of 9, like, you're in the top 3. Not bad. But yeah, guys, that was it. I know it's really nothing. Just, hey, the movie's coming out, and, like, little updates of what's happening with it. But, hey, I'll have a review up, and maybe you guys will check it out too. But with that, guys, as always, if you like this type of content, I make new videos every Tuesday and Saturday. Every single one. And yeah, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good jazz. And as always, everyone, I've been your host, Oxy. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.